the argument that this is necessary to relieve suffering is simply not true, because there are so many ways that we can relieve suffering now, including while the patient remains conscious and able to interact with other people. And if that isn't possible in those very unusual cases where for some reason we can't do that, we can use palliative sedation. And the pro-euthanasia people say, well, why is that any different? The person's going to die anyway. But it really is different because our intention in doing what we do matters. And it matters for society and for institutions, not just for individuals. I think we can understand that. If we think about, we drive down the street, we accidentally hit someone with our car, and let's say tragically we kill them. All of us understand that that's absolutely different from intentionally going out and meaning to run them down and meaning to kill them. And so that intention does matter. It's always mattered. And I just think it's extremely important not to set up a precedent that will engage in euthanasia. There's work going on now to try to find out what is it that dying people need. And for example, Dr. Harvey Chochinov, who's one of the world's leading psychiatrists and one of the few who specializes in the psychiatry of dying people, he and his colleagues have just developed this therapy that they call dignity therapy. And what we know is that there are certain things that allow us to die more easily. First one, to repeat ad nauseum, is not being in pain, but also things like having mini hopes. That hope is a sense of connection to the future, and even when we're dying, we need to have a sense of hope. It could be, for instance, that we're going to wake up tomorrow morning and see the sun come up, or a visit from a loved one or a friend. So people are working now on what they call these mini hopes. We also know that people who can sort of review their life and feel that it was worthwhile and that it had meaning, that helps them to die peacefully. And so these therapies, help the person to write a short sort of story of their life. They ask them, would they like to give it to one or more special people? Also, we know that people feel that if they leave a legacy, and I think that's connected to hope, because in a way, a legacy means even though I'm not here, something I did goes on into the future. And that's what we need for hope, this sense that somehow we're not just annihilated.